Food noise is one of those things that you may not realize you have it until it's not there anymore. I've experienced many types of food noise. The first kind I experienced was when I was on a crash diet. What that looked like was eating so few calories during the day that I was constantly thinking about my next meal and going to bed hungry, thinking about how excited I was to finally eat during breakfast the next morning. When I wasn't on a diet and I was eating whatever I felt like, food noise also took control over my mind. I would either feel like I wanted to have something I saw on TV that looked good, and then I decided I was going to crave it because I was going to get excited. And it was like an event that I would plan for. I would see the new fried chicken sandwich come out for Popeyes and get really excited to try it because the lines were so long. It must have been so delicious. So I waited all day to finally have that Popeyes chicken. And whether I was really craving it or not, I wouldn't know because I got so excited about it that I started to crave it in my body. The third kind of food noise is the kind that happens in your mouth. For me, it was when I had insatiable cravings for Nutella or raw cookie dough. I would have a scoop of raw cookie dough and tell myself this was enough because I didn't want to get salmonella or food poisoning and get really sick. Even though I knew there was consequences, I just had to have it because the craving for sugar was so strong. I have an insatiable craving for sugar with unmanaged PCOS. So, with that, I took a scoop and I ate it, and I just wanted even more because my mouth watered more and my body craved it until I continued to overeat and excessively eat. And it would appear to be binge eating at this point. The last food noise I want to talk about is the kind where we do have a craving for a food that we know is good for us, that is safe to eat, but we don't want to eat it because we're trying to be healthy and we've determined that this is a bad food. So instead, we overeat on other foods and potentially unhealthy foods to avoid eating that food we labeled as a bad food, instead of just having that food in a reasonable amount that makes you feel satisfied and balancing it out with other nutritious things on the same plate. Something that's not talked about enough is what do we do with our time now that the food noise is gone? It really forces you to be introspective and decide to mindfully make choices about what you want to do with your life outside from socially engaging with food, like going out shopping with having a nice coffee, or driving around with your family or your spouse and having a cookie or a donut, or going out and getting ice cream and making everything social centric around food. This is something that can be really difficult for a lot of people because it forces you to look inside and say, what is something I really truly want? But that's where the magic comes in, because once you find that, you feel a lot more fulfilled in your life than in a few fleeting moments with food that may be working against some of your health outcomes that you have for the big picture.